Hi, everyone. Hi. Welcome to Tisha Talks. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me today. If you're new, let me say welcome. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Here at Tisha Talks, we encourage, inspire, and empower women to live their best lives. We believe that everyone was created with unique gifts, everyone was created with something that sets them apart, and that it's our responsibility to discover and uncover what that is and what that means for us. Okay, so today we will be talking about the ability to move forward, right? Sometimes we find ourselves in situations or in circumstances in life where we just feel like we've messed up, right? Like we just keep messing stuff up. It can't get any better. Like it'll never be different for us. And so I wrote a book entitled Second Chances, and it really talks about that as well. It talks about my feeling like at one point in my life, like this was just my story. This was just how it was going to read. And I didn't have any control over how it played out, right? I had made my choices. And what's the phrase? You've made your bed and now you lie in it, right? And so, guys, that really is not the case. We are in control of our own destiny. And so I wanted to give you guys 4 steps that you would need to go through in order to begin to move forward in a place of progression and to take control of your destiny and of your future, right? So, in case you're interested, the book is called Second Chances. The subtitle is When I Thought My Life Was a Straight Up Mess, He Came and Cleaned It Up. And my whole name is Letitia Gray. So, you can find it on Amazon. It is available for, I believe, like $13.99. Okay, so let's go into the 4 steps. The first step is just admitting that we are not perfect. Like none of us are perfect. Christ was the only perfect person. We are all just aiming to be better. And so we are not perfect. And the sooner that we come to that place of realization that there is some imperfections in us, that we're not going to get it right, that we are going to mess up because we are human, right? And a part of our human DNA is that we are still learning and growing and evolving. And hopefully, what we're doing is we're taking our life experiences, we're taking our situations and allowing them to better who we are, right? So that means that we're going to make mistakes. So the very first thing is that we have to own up to the fact that we're not perfect, and neither is the next person, right? So give ourselves a break, right? Number 2, I messed up. I should have said this in the beginning. I normally say this all the time, but in case you haven't done so, get a piece of paper and a pen and take notes so that you can go over these things when you find yourself in these situations or in an obstacle where you're just like, oh, I did it again, right? So the second one is I messed up. Owning it, owning what we did, right? Because nobody made me have a baby at the age of 19. Nobody made me do that, right? Nobody made me make this bad decision, or nobody made me get into credit card debt when I was 21 or 20, however old I was at the time. No one made me do that. I made some choices on my own that messed up my financial situation, you know? And so I have to own my mess up. And it's easier to own it when I've already owned the fact that I'm not perfect, right? That I'm not perfect and no one is. So if I've made a mistake, if I've done something wrong, I can own it, because in owning it, then I can move forward from it. If I never own it, I have a potential to do the same thing over and over and over again, right? So we don't want to live in denial. So we want to own the mistakes that we've made. Number 3, we want to self-assess. So now I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I've messed up. Your girl made a mistake, okay? Probably more than one. Now, 3, let me self assess it. Let me look back as to why I chose to charge all that on those credit cards, or why I found myself in this situation where I'm pregnant at the age of 19. What was I looking for? Right? So we have to ask ourselves those questions because we want to be able to identify the why behind the choices we made. Because if we know the why, we can adjust that, we can change that so that we don't make the same mistakes again, right? And so we want to take time to self-assess. We got to be honest with ourselves. Why did I do that? Why did I feel like I needed to spend money on those things? In my particular case with my credit card, I wasn't even really spending money on myself. I was buying things for other people, right? So I had to figure out why, because I'm a giver by nature. I like to give gifts. I had to understand that about myself. I can't give out of my lack. I don't have. So yeah, I had to identify that about myself. I had to know that about myself, right? And so number 4, the last one, is be a better you. It's really simple. It's really about making a choice and a decision to show up as a better person. Now that I understand I'm not perfect, I'm going to make mistakes, things are going to happen. I also know, number 2, that I messed up. I'm owning my choices in this particular situation. I'm owning where I fell short. Number 3, I've self-assessed, so I understand why I did it. Now, number 4, I can choose not to do that again. Right? I understand that, girl, you may love people, you might want to get them gifts and stuff, but you need to wait till you get some money. Guys, this was a long time ago, but I had to learn that about myself, and I also had to learn the consequences of my actions. It landed me in this particular space. And if I don't want to be in this space anymore, then I have to do this differently. I have to do this differently. And so I hope that these 4 steps, they're just quick steps that if you're serious about them, if you spend time thinking about them, if you really want to move forward and past that space, you so have the ability to do so. You do not have to be defined by the mistakes of your past. You do not even have to be defined by the mistakes in your future that you will make. It's just a matter of what you do with them. What do you learn from them? How do you move forward? And how do you define your destiny? Okay. So, guys, I am so excited about this. If you are looking for a community of women who love to share, encourage, and support each other, go on over to my Sisters in Purpose Facebook page. If you're looking to have further discussion about this, or maybe one-on-one coaching or group coaching, check out the website. It's www.tisha, Tisha, talks.org. So, guys, as always, I end all of my videos with, when passion meets purpose, great things happen. And I'm so excited to looking forward to seeing how you guys show up as your best selves in this very moment in time. Talk to you later.